Bear with me for a second. Greatly appreciate it. All right, just getting settled. All right, greatness is yours as soon as you claim it. I am Keystone. I'm a synthesizer of energy, frequencies, and information that generates increases of consciousness, self-awareness, and self-love for those who do not know who they are or the power they possess. This is Code Red. Enter into yourself, retrace your steps, and learn to fully absolve all the guilt, hurt, pain, drama, anything that's thriving inside of you. And allow yourself to transcend into a healthier state of being. Welcome to the introspection you've been expecting. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. It's been 2 days since I've done anything, and kind of had to just feel what's going on, and actually, spend some time with the team and did some behind the scenes work on where we're going from this point forward, and just basically, we're ready to go. So today, I'm just going to hit it from just a perspective. Again, I'm sharing my thoughts, my journal from my experiences and what I've acquired and attained as far as information and everything else. So, yeah, today, the title is, good gosh, what I put? HUMANomics have been replaced by economics because of Ignoranomics. So basically what it's saying is that because of business, everybody has lost touch or detached themselves from being an actual person or human or whatever you decide to refer to it as. And because of money, and that purely happened only solely, primarily, and absolutely because of ignorance. And there's big money to be made because of ignorance. So, with that being said, here we go. So with the humanistic aspect, yeah, it's just pretty, it's evident. Like I said, it's been 2 days, so just allow me to collect my thoughts and, share, and I appreciate you. So, a couple days ago, somebody that was declared a winner absolutely did not win, but it was stolen. But everybody's going to argue. But again, please condition yourself to get information from those sources that you are comfortable getting them from, because everybody that's outside of the United States totally knows what goes on here, way more in detail and more accurate than what's portrayed on the TV. And for those who never get any information from outside of the TV, will definitely dispute what I say. But you know what I say, prove yourself right. So, wow. So, people were happy. They're elated because, again, to me, I'm just going to kind of sidebar a little bit. I pretty much came up in the 80s and 90s, and every time I heard Trump's name, everybody of all colors wanted to be associated with him. And if they say they didn't, they're lying. It was always about, she'd be at Trump Towers for the fight, the casino, Vegas, out there, Jersey, and just, he was everywhere, in and out of movies and so on and so forth. So in a span of 20 plus years, he became like an absolute racist and a bigot, and whatever else people label them as. And I truly, I truly, you know, honestly, I believed and I've known that the media definitely plays a big part of what goes on, and the mind buckery that's been portrayed upon everybody that sits in front of the TV and consume is A1. I mean, I can't do nothing but hats off, because again, 20 years ago plus, at least during the time I was in high school, that's what it was about. Trump, 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 Trump. Then all of a sudden he's just a raging bigot and everybody wants to see him go. So with that being said, the people that everybody was going for don't even realize or acknowledge that the power of media and the mind buckery that was done right in front of their faces. Because well, it's not mine. I don't participate in politics, but the puppet den right now, Biden, is the one who responsible for breaking up families because of the three strike laws. I know he didn't write all of that. I'm not silly enough to say that, because I know there's more things that go on behind the scenes. Again, what they show you is not what's really going on. They show you what they want you to know. So yeah, he signed off on it willingly, and because of that, three strikes. I mean, just think of all the impact of the families. You know what I'm saying? So as I shared before, this is what they refer to as the long march. So they got the woman working, so now she feels independent. So she's out of the household, and so now it's pretty much by that day and age, pretty much normal, for the mom to be working. And then you got children, and so primarily, the father go out, get in trouble. And I'm just saying the father because I'm staying with the natural universe, and it's a male and female energy that raises the household. You can't raise a household and with all women or all men. I mean, you get mad, happy, glad, sad. You just stick with natural law. I'm not judging. So if you want to dispute the creator of the balanced universe, have at it. But so gentleman goes out, three strikes and he's gone. And so what ends up happening by the mom either getting public assistance or on the having a job is not going to be around for that child. And as that child get through his teens, and I can speak from experience, is that once you get out and begin to explore, you're going to gravitate to what your interests are. So whatever the street element or whatever element you want to call it is alluring. And once he's drawn in, so now, like I said, the dad is gone for life because of three strikes, whatever the charges are. But then the system, yeah, I don't even know how all this is going to unfold, but just, yeah, stay tuned, just appreciate it. But so now you got the child. So now the child gets in trouble. Now he's in the system. So, I mean, I'm sure it's not a secret to anybody now that the jail system is one of the most profitable businesses right now, along with the other industries. But yeah, the prison system is, they pulling it in. So you got the father in for life. So they're making money off of his bond every day. Then the child gets in the system. So now you got no household, nothing going toward the household. Everything that these people are generating is going toward the system. Think about that. They removed your money making or currency making potential from your household, and now you're benefiting their household with your slave labor. Not, well, yeah, that's really what it is. But and you been in jail or in prison. So again, your current guy, and everybody, it was funny to me. It's funny to me to hear them say, "Oh, he apologized." You apologize, man. Go begin something, start a bill to reverse it. It's not like it can't happen, but for those that are only looking at TV for their sources of information, he's not going to do that. And see, that's the difference. So when it comes to law or anything, you guys, please take this, write it down, etch it in your skin, permanent marker. When it comes to law, written words fly out the window. Excuse me, spoken words fly out the window. Written word lasts forever. Again, spoken word fly out the window. Written word lasts forever. So as long as they're in front of the TV talking to you, it does no good. And I brought up several times a couple of people why weren't they behind what Ice Cube was doing. Cube wanted to get these people to put something on paper, but your man wiggled out of it. He knows that, and he knows that you guys are not, lack of a better way to say, smart, but you're not aware enough to know that. So anything that you say about what somebody else said, there's no proof about it. But once you have it on paper, again, spoken words fly out the window, written words last forever. So Cube was aiming to get, some words on contract on paper, something to be like, read that. That's what you said. So your boy said, oh, we'll see what happens after the election. And knowing that they were already planning to steal the shit. So that's what it was. But nobody even acknowledged that, what I'm saying, to the full severity of what that really meant. I mean, like I said, those that are aware of what goes on, and again, I'll be straight with it. I'm not part of any party. I'm just about the truth and giving information, because the decisions that everybody are making is not fair because of the quality of the information that they are choosing to absorb. I say it like that because you definitely have some say so in what you choose to consume. And if you constantly consume that warm, friendly stuff, then you're going to get bucked over, stepped on, stomped with no remorse, no recourse. And that's what's going on. And then, like I said, the man put the 3-strike bill. So then out there in California, then we got Harris. And I don't know, from what I've heard, like I said, I didn't need to do much information on her. I kind of had whatever on it, but from what I gather, she really didn't go to bat for anybody to get anybody's convictions, overturned or anything. Everything to her was business as usual. Once you get your ass in there, you stand here. So now you take the guy that implemented the 3 strikes, by his bill, and then also authored the bill for the Patriot Act. And for those that are acting goofy, like they don't remember this shit, that allowed the government to tap your wires. On wiretap with no subpoena, all because of terrorists. Like I said, you guys got to step the hell out of fear. This is how they're doing everything for you. So what it is they're exchanging your comfort for your freedoms and giving you fucking privileges. They're taking your comfort because of fear. You're exchanging your rights for privileges. And once you get a privilege, it can be taken. And the thing about it, like I said, everybody's not aware of what's going on to no degree. It's mind-boggling. So, like, again, I took these 2 days and I just had to good gosh, this truly happened. And so the direction that everything is going, it's, like I said, this is a definitely a socialist implemented government that we have, and they're giving you guys catchphrases. And that's, like I said, I don't know how it's going to come out, but there's so many things. But you get that catchphrase, democracy. And I guarantee not too many people are aware of what a democracy actually is. It gives the appearance that, the majority rules, but the majority rules just basically is a mobocracy. So the bigger gang overrides the smaller gang. That's what a democracy honestly is when you actually think about it. So 49% of the people got to go with the 51% because they have more people. That's truly what it is. And idealistically, it sounds like a great form of government because you get to participate in the BS games and cast your vote, which is your energy, your vote at the polling station, which is where about the poll, and it attracts energy, and you choose to participate. And so whatever the results are by you signing that registration card, you're saying you're participating in the game, and whether who wins or lose, you in it. So by getting you to get involved, you get the appearance and the sensation of having a say so. But guys got to wake the hell up. You have no say so. The only say so, again, is out the window because nobody is taking time to read anything. Nobody's reading laws. Nobody's reading statutes. Nobody's reading court cases, the Constitution. I mean, there's so many pieces of paper that tells you exactly what's going on. Like I said, spoken word flies out the window. These people are telling you the exact opposite of what's on paper, but they don't give a damn because they know you're not going to pick it up and read it. And then if you do read it, you're not going to comprehend it. And it's going to be a very tough read because it's done on purpose. Again, the public food system is to down you, to downgrade you, and to keep you at a point of, you're just not going to want to go above and beyond. And it's easier to quit and just to settle. And again, for those that have went beyond high school, college, and, masters and double doctorates and so on and so forth, that's really just you pigeonholing yourself. Honestly, it is. The word degree, I mean, DE is down. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you put DE in front of anything, it's down. So they give us a degree. So rather, like I said, all knowledge, if you do a 360, which is a circle, and you wedge a pie, so that degree is just giving you one slice. And so once you spend you go in debt for life, all the time that you spent studying and, doing everything you did to attain that. And I'm not knocking anybody at all because, hey, it definitely takes some desire to do so and willpower. But the end result is that you're only a specialist in this damn little sliver of 360 degrees of total knowledge, information. So in pursuit of your degree, you don't know anything about the stratosphere. You don't know nothing about the astro, astrology. You don't know anything about the earth. You just know what they want you to know. So they give you a generalized, basically, of everything. You know a little bit of everything. You're aware of a little of everything, but don't know truly what goes beyond what they allowed you to have access to, because they want you to be as narrow as possible. So anything that's out of that realm, you don't know what the hell is going on. You're going to speak as an educated person, but truly not knowledgeable of what's going on. So it's the system, the way it's structured is to, like I said, school. They don't want you to be but so smart to be able to work. You fill out that application. You fill out that application. Now, can you read these reports, or can you, are you physical? Okay, you don't really have a brain, so we're gonna put you to offload and load and offload stuff, and then, grab this shovel or whatever. And then if you're, okay, you're a little smarter, so you're gonna be around paperwork, or you're gonna answer phones and conversate with people, and on up the line. But everything is a system, and depending on what you have upstairs or what you're able to do or the perception of you, that'll determine where you fit in the program. But the thing is, it's all one damn program. It's all a plantation. Everybody is working to live. That's not how it used to be before the Federal Reserve took over. That wasn't how it was. I mean, there were businesses, mom and pop stores. Everybody was thriving. Everybody had their own business. But once the Federal Reserve took over, and other bills were passed and acts were passed that put everybody in one big clump. And again, and it's good God, it's all by design. So it's easy to say no and to discredit anything I say, but again, anything I say is verifiable. You could go check it out and prove yourself right. I highly urge you to prove yourself right. So once the Federal Reserve took over, they took over the central banking system. So anything, if you're not aware of what a central banking system is, that means that's like the spine of any country. And the reason why I say it's the spine, because if the bank is broken, the country's broken, because currency or money needs to be available to do several things. And once the Federal Reserve took over, they created a system that required, and once they took over, they handed out their form of currency, which is only redeemable to them. But to do business here, you had to, they made it to where you use these, what they call dollars. And all they are just promise to pay notes. So I shared that before, but it tells you right there, it's a note, Federal Reserve note. A note is a promise to pay. Anybody that's aware of banking, if you're not aware of banking, get up on it, because this right now, what's going on, this is going to be the best thing that anybody can ever offer you. You want to learn contract law, you want to learn trust law, and you want to start comprehending the banking system. You're not worried about these people, because as long as you focus on them, you're not improving yourself. Again, spoken word flies out the window, and that's all they're going to do in front of that TV, because they know you're just going to listen to what the hell they say. But what's being done on paper is what's really bucking you up, because you're quite unaware of anything that's on paper and what you're held accountable for, accountable to, and how, when, where, and everything. So by everything going toward business, and so that means, economics, that became the main focus. Like, again, you're paying to live. So the Federal Reserve, central bank, now they got branches to banks. So these banks only deal with Federal Reserve notes. You can't come with a note or negotiable instrument that you created and attempt to do business with them unless you contract with them. But the Federal Reserve notes, like I said, promise to pay. So really, you got a pocket full of money, you have a pocket full of debt. It truly has no value. Like I said, the gold was confiscated in 1933, and that was all done by the Federal Reserve. They put in the newspaper, all persons must turn in their gold. And everybody that read that newspaper that considered themselves a person turned in their gold. And so they can't say that they did anything wrong. They say that everybody did that voluntarily, because all they did was put an ad in the paper, and then the paper said, hey, all persons. So you turned it in. It didn't have your name specifically. I mean, you walked it in and turned it in for exchange of some notes. And at one time, the notes did have value. Again, check it out. They used to say, I know it said redeemable for silver or redeemable for gold, depending on which note you had in particular. It was said up there. And so you used to be able to take your note or your dollar and go exchange it for that amount of gold or that amount of silver. But then once they confiscated the gold, nobody had no money. Money is truly gold, silver, platinum, or resource that's attainable by human effort. So manual power had to attain it. So once they got the gold, they handed out these notes. And so what ended up happening is that, like I said, they took the money, so the notes took over. So the older people that was around, they were quite adept to that. And so as the generations went on, especially by the time it got till I came around, I knew nothing about that. I knew about Fort Knox, and it was always a rumor or conflict whether or not there was actually gold there, so on and so forth. And so, it was always referred to as the gold standard. But again, prove yourself right and go research 1933 when they confiscated the gold. Now, again, once the gold was confiscated, the United States did not have any money. Did not have any money. We're passing around notes. And so, again, everything was created and situated to keep you in debt. And when people say that the 14th Amendment, 13th, free the slave. Okay, 13th supposedly freed the slaves. Okay, and all it truly did not free the slaves, it just changed the name. You can't use the word slave anymore. And that's all it did. So rather than call you a slave, they call you an employee. And then also with that being said, you can't force labor until or unless somebody's locked up in jail. Again, slave labor unless they're locked up or in prison. So what they did is they created a system to get free labor, and that's the prison system. Listen again. The 13th Amendment did not ban slavery. It banned the word slavery. Again, put your eyes on it. And once you put your eyes on it, then you can think on your own and assess. If you still think it outlaws slavery, at least you read it. But again, it didn't end slavery in the name and the word and the term slave. And then the 14th Amendment come around and, well, not came around, but, it was added. And what that did is supposedly originally it was written to give citizenship to the brown people, to make them a citizen. And that's a citizen with a capital C, a proper noun. But what ended up being is as they knew what they were doing. They said they changed it from a capital C. So again, all you English majors, all you smarty-arties out there, check it out. The original version was a capital C. Now it's a lowercase. So then that's an improper noun. It's a common noun. So that could be person, place, or thing. So what that ended up happening is a sleight of hand. So when they were talking about citizens, they were referring to people, persons, individuals, humans. But when they lowered it, changed it to a lowercase c, that added businesses, corporations can become citizens. But if you're not aware of what's going on, you have no idea. You still see citizens. So within that being stated, within the Constitution, the U.S. government or the government only has control over commerce. So the only right that they truly protect is that man can contract unlimitedly at their own will. Again, man can contract unlimitedly of their own will, because the only thing that you own in this world is your labor, your effort, your energy. That's it. Your effort, your labor, your energy. Your labor is yours. Each man should be paid his worth for his labor. But with knowing that you don't know that, the buckery, tremendous. So what they've done, so they know that the Constitution outlines that, says it clearly. They can't infringe upon you contracting with another man or another woman, because that is you under your own will as a private man to do so. That's what you want to do with your labor. Okay, have at it. So with them knowing that and knowing you don't know that, that's all they've been doing to you. They've been asking, not even asking. they basically making you, and you're doing it willingly, but I'm just saying making so you can let that sink in. They make you contract with them unlimitedly. And once you contract unlimitedly, they're going to unlimitedly enforce their contracts. So with you signing your name on that line every time you contract. So what I share, and it's funny when I get to see faces, but with the 14th Amendment and you're a citizen. So with brown people, like I said, they know you're highly emotional before you are informational. Again, they know you're more emotional than informational. So when something comes up and, the 14th Amendment made me a citizen, it made me a citizen, it gave me rights, it gave me rights, it gave me rights. Please understand this shit. It doesn't give you rights, it protects them. Again, it doesn't give you rights, it protects them. How can another man give you something that you're born with? How can another man give you something that you're born with? So this is what happens. In layman's terms, you contract your rights in return for some damn privileges. Again, you contract away your rights in return for some damn privileges. And once somebody gives you a privilege, they can take it back. But you can't do nothing because you signed a contract. This stuff is all about contracts, people. Contracts, trust. TRUSTS. This stuff is law, and once you sign it, you You gave it away. So 14th Amendment citizen. So if you are using the 14th Amendment as your claim to receiving privileges as a citizen, you got to realize that you are contracting with the government. You're saying, okay, I like what you have for citizens. Where do I sign? Again, I like the word. I like the verbiage up here that you have for citizens. Yeah, where do I sign? That's what you're doing. You contract your inalienable rights as a free man to walk upon the land, away for some privileges and to be called a citizen. So once you consider yourself a citizen, you're property. You have no rights. You're a slave. Slaves cannot own property. That's why you pay taxes on everything. You pay for the privilege of using. Like I said, prove yourself right. Don't pop your lips. Prove yourself right. And the more that you prove yourself right, you're going to realize that it was not anything that you believed it was or was led to believe. Again, once you accept this citizenship, you're a property. So right now what's going on is they're doing what they want to do with their property. And by you being a citizen, property, you contracted with them. Anytime you get a benefit, some kind of assistance, you contracted with them. And believe me, these people are going to uphold their contract. They're definitely going to enforce it, and you can't do anything about it. So going back to the 13th Amendment, it did not stop slavery. It ended the word. It changed the format of it. So rather than being out on the plantation as a slave, you're a prisoner. So go back to the beginning, what I stated to you. This man crafted the law, 3 strikes. By that happening, they use fear. It's always fear. When have they just came straight to you and read whatever they had to read to you, outline, hey, well, this is what's going on, this is what's going on, and ask you what you thought, and allowed you to use your rational thinking, your critical thinking, or any thinking that you have, and make a decision or cast your vote after that. No, anytime they want their agenda approved and continue to go, again, they give you the air of participation, but it's not pure. It's not genuine. It's not organic. It's all out of damn fear. Think about it. If 9/11 never happened, well, September 11th or whatever, so I'm pretty sure they picked up on that. But if the 11th of September didn't happen in 01, would you have went for the Patriot Act? Be real. Think about it. You would have no reason for them to tap your line. They wouldn't be able to access bank accounts, all this information, all what was at one time deemed as private information, personal information, is now open for the public. Again, how many of you would have voted or agreed for the Patriot Act to be passed if there was no fear prefacing it? And think about that. That bill was, the paperwork, I believe at least this, if not bigger, that much paperwork. So you think those people read all of that before they casted their vote? No, they business as usual. Go ahead and do that. And with everybody being pumped to fear, terrorists planning this, terrorists doing this and that, and have, it's code orange, oh, it's code red, oh, okay, it's yellow. So it's like, now you get a breath, but then it's code, it's funny to them. It truly is. And guys, please, I'm not going to say wake up. I mean, that's all everybody hears. I'm just going to say open your up. Do whatever you're going to do. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say, because I know that the world will save itself when it's ready, and it won't happen before then. So if you're ready to save yourself, let's get going. So today's message, normally I want to reach one person, but today I want to reach at least 3. I want to generate at least 3 people to begin investigating. Go look at information. It's all documented. Again, spoken words fly out the window. Written word lasts forever. But they know you ain't going to do anything with written word. That's why they put the damn thing on TV, so you can hear it and it feels good and you're doing whatever you're going to do. You're not going to sit down and read. difficult words in the beginning. Again, it's not the best. It's not easy, but you have to want to do it. You have to want to improve, or at least you just have to be more aware. And once you do that, you're like I said, I don't care what these people say because I trust my intuition. So these people created these documents. So, like I said, 13th Amendment did not end slavery. It ended the name of slavery. And instead of being outright in a plantation or on a plantation, they put you behind prison walls. So that's the only way that you can be made a slave. So again, y'all favorite guy right now, number one, crafted the bill, and then the Patriot guy, and then his number two. I mean, she hella fighting for us, the California people. I mean, come on, y'all, yeah, this, you know her history, you know her record, but again, these people that create these productions on TV, these are the same people that run Hollywood, man. The exact same people. They control Hollywood. So putting a production together and directing your mind is easy to them. Again, like as I shared with you, this is fun to them. I'm all right. One of my favorite movies when I was younger was Trading Places, but it was set up with stockbrokers, and to disrupt these people's lives, these billionaires. I'm sure they were billions. I don't recall if they ever stated their true wealth, but they, I'm gonna say they were billionaires or super high millionaires. But they sabotaged this man's life and made one man's life better just as an experiment, as a human experiment, and the wage was only for $1. The shit is fun to them. That's how they think of anybody that's not able to blend in their world or operate in their world. I mean, that's how they think of everybody that's living in the public. That's truly what it is. These guys disrupted these men's lives for one damn dollar. So you look at the scale of what they're doing to the masses. And again, using the TV, especially again with just pulling your heartstrings. And anybody would do, they know that once they pump, that's why it's always, everything's prefaced with fear. So for those that are beginning to wake up or attempting to, just pay attention. They do the same thing every single time. Again, I could go back through history and stuff. The way it was told to us is not nowhere near what it was told to us, but because they control everything, that's what we get. And again, the words history, his story, that's his story, his version, but it's not what really happened. But if they're the one that won and they control all the information, then that's all you're going to get. But there's information out there that counters that, and you have the desire to want to know. So your man, 3 strikes. So what that's doing is keeping all the prisons filled. That's what it's about. And they get so many dollars per prisoner, per bed, per day. Then offer the labor. I don't recall the wages, but I recall, family members that, I mean, what is it, 20 cents a day or 50, whatever it is, it's like, what? End of the month, or they get commissary, what, 25, 30, maybe $40, and free labor, slave labor, you're locked up. So people start tying this stuff together. The thing about going inside is that once you go inside and you get to learn, you get the opportunity to unravel all the strings. So all through life, you walk by strings and you never pull any, threads. You never pull any of the threads. You may tug on it a little bit, but then once it starts to unravel, you let it go. Pull that damn thing. Pull it. Pull 2 at a time. Pull 3 at a time. Because the sooner you unravel all the bullshit that's in front of you, the sooner you get to accept it. That what you live, the life you live, anything that you've done is nowhere near what it is. And you can't go around being afraid because out of 40 people that you talk to, you're the only one that's doing it. You can't let that be the major reason why you don't want to awaken yourself or empower yourself. Again, once you're able to go inside, learn yourself. Again, understand your brain, understand yourself, how your body functions, and the reason why they work so hard to control your mind. Because if you get control of your mind, they can't control you. You will have to volunteer, but once you go inside and accept and love yourself and build your self-worth and know who you are, you unfit to be a clown. You would be appalled that they want you to play the role of a clown. But right now, by you not even comprehending yourself, you think you do, but I guarantee if you participated in all this stuff right here, you don't. And like I said, they give you catchphrases. I mean, they pull you in emotionally. What was the stupid shit? The pearls and chucks or something. I mean, come on, people. So I didn't go into what the significance of the pearls are or the chucks, but there's a deeper meaning that I can guarantee is, presented as whatever they gave it to you as. So go deeper than that. So whatever they tell you on the surface level, again, go deeper. You got to dive deep, people. If you know what I'm saying, you swimming, you can't swim in a kiddie pool forever. When you, I know you should the kiddie pool, you only gonna get wet maybe up to your knees, if that. Go get in the water. Go swim around, backstroke. Go to the floor. Come back up. Get your breath. Go deep, people. Go below the surface. So by you being focused on economics, living again, you killing yourself. I mean, the food that you eat. You know what I'm saying? Before all this happened, yeah, people ate meat, but not. I mean, the processed foods. I mean, the chemical foods. I mean, stuff in the box, stuff in the bag. Again, I don't claim perfection, but I'm definitely aware and I'm making my moves towards so, and I'm making healthier decisions as far as everything. Because your sickness, it comes from the food that you eat. You have to take it in. You have to consume, and you break down from inside by what you put inside of you. Like I said, meat. Like I said, for survival, we know people eat meat, but in the amount that we eat it, I mean, how many people are aware that there's a thing called meat glue? Meat glue. So what they do, they take the scraps, they hit it with the meat glue, wrap it up and compress it. After so long, once they unwrap it, damn, it looks like a steak. They slice it, wrap it up, and put it out there for you to purchase. Accept it or reject it. But shoot, the GMOs, like I said, the box food, just so many things. So once you intake that, you're breaking your body down. Again, look at the back of the products. I mean, it's the words, 18 syllable words. I mean, and I definitely don't know what that stuff is. I don't know about yourself, but like I said, double check, see what it is. And I mean, just one fact about food. Why do you think the United States can't export food? I'm sure if that's the first time you're hearing that, it's not too many countries that will accept food that's manufactured in the United States. The reason is because they know that we eating shit. We're not eating natural. We're eating chemicals. And those countries have those chemicals outlawed and banned. And so, again, ask why does the food manufacturers here feed us food that they can't sell in other countries? If you're not aware of that, find out. Everybody's favorite president, he passed a law that was it Monsanto can be accountable for the result of the GMOs. But that's everybody's man. Oh man, he looks good, he's smooth, man, he walks and he's eloquent. Man, bullshit. He's a president. He's a puppet. He does what he's supposed to do. And what he was supposed to do was lullaby you. And you can say, oh yeah, just great times and we made great progress, but that's not a true, that wasn't true. And it's not true. Just go with me for a minute. And he said, Bush. All right, well, just being straight real. What I asked, how bad does a white man have to mess up? Again, how bad does a white man have to mess up in order for another white man to choose a brown man to lead them? Just real questions. How bad does a white man have to mess up for another white man to have to choose a brown man willingly to lead him? Telling people this mind buckery. They're bucking you in both of your ears at the same time. They are. So made Bush look real goofy and like a child, you know, feeble-minded, so on and so forth, like he was clueless. And then the setup was to get your boy in. So the way to get your boy in was to let Bush do what he did. So you get the boy in, you know, now you get your, you know, the eloquent, smooth guy. And so now that he's in there, everybody's involved. They voted more. So what they did, they got everybody off their asses and into the polls and voting, putting their energy into it. So now as they go with their agenda, they got more people participating. So again, once you sign that contract, that voter registration card, you don't even know what you're getting yourself into. You're contracting. Again, you're contracting. And, you know, they get 4 years of that, 8 years of that. And then look at the bills. I mean, yeah, he gave you the phone and but all that is just to get you to get into the system to be a dependent because you're a citizen. So now, not just because you're a citizen, that was bad, not saying bad enough, but, you know, that wasn't good enough for them. Now they want you to be even more of a dependent. So they're going to give you the Obamacare. Then they're going to give you the phone. Then they're going to give you all kind of privileges. So now in order for you to maintain your privileges, you got to do what we need you to do. And if you don't do what we need you to do, you can't have any privileges. So now you done stop working or stop looking for work or basically stop improving yourself. And you got totally relaxed and got comfortable with them providing for you. So they know that. So now this is the result of it. By you removing yourself from yourself and accepting their agenda again, before the Federal Reserve System really took over, people took care of themselves. You know, that's the reason of the families. And again, I shared this before, but I'm going to continue to share it. That's why they're breaking up your family, because they don't want competition. Families run the world. Families rule the world. And you know what I'm saying? The seed of a nation is a family. And so they're breaking your family. 3-strike law, you know what I'm saying? You get privileges, you know what I'm saying? Like the woman you can't have a man in the house, so you have kids, but the dad can't come. So if the dad is going to, so basically what he's saying is that if he's going to be here and live in this house, then he need to take y'all and y'all need to move somewhere else. But as long as we're taking care of you, you can't have a man here. I didn't comprehend that when I was younger. I thought that was kind of messed up. Like, damn, you know, the man can't, he's not supposed to be in the house. You know, he got to hide his stuff. So if they come do like the inspection or whatever, he got to hide his stuff under the bed or in the back of the closet or, you know, whatever. But getting older, wiser, mind open to what's really going on, it makes sense. That's just like, would you allow your woman to have another man in the house that you're paying for? I mean, regardless of what it is, I mean, not too many people will, but this is, or your man, woman for you, you know, would you pay for your man or ex-man to live in the house and he got other women in there? That pretty much the answer is going to be no, unless you just got it like that or don't care. But that's what this is. You're dependent on them. So these are the rules that they have. So we're taking care of your household, your house, your housing. Now you got these kids. So these kids can't run around in the street. So we need them to go to the public food system. So that's why they have to go there, because you're getting privileges. So everything is contracted. You know, if you accept this, you got to take everything else that goes with it. And you can't a la carte it, because if you attempt to a la carte it, we just cut everything off. And now where you at? So I'm circling, so I appreciate you running with me. But so that's the economic part, you know. So now the economics became a survival thing and not a thriving thing. Again, the economics became a surviving thing and not a thriving thing. So just your basic necessities, you know, your Medicare, you know, you can't take care of your medical. So you want to have your children to be covered if they're sick or whatever. You want to be able to go get them looked at. So by us being removed from nature, is no more herbs, no herbalist. You can't go talk to great, grandma and she give you the herbs or whatever, ointment or whatever, a balm that she created and everything's smooth. You gotta go to the hospitals that they created, the hospital system. And like you said, the schools, then, okay, you have these children, they're in school, okay, got the medical, now you gotta eat. So since you're not working, now you're gonna feed them. Oh, okay, we'll provide you some, chips, and you go ahead and feed these kids, we'll provide that for you as well. And so now they got you between 3 to 6 to 7 different privileges that they have over you. And you want to complain and you want to talk a mess about the government, but the government's the one that's actually taking care of you. See, this is the thing that people don't comprehend about natural law. Natural law is they reward the worker, the one that put in the energy and invest their efforts into whatever they're doing. The universe returns it. So what they're doing is these people have created a system to where they're taking your energy and giving it to them. So by you not working and you're receiving something, you're actually going against the universal law. And so when you violate universal law, you end up in the situation that we're in. They're never going to tell you that. Please understand and accept that they know this. I mean, just to be real. All right, so pause. All right, so for instance, coming up, you hear a bar mitzvah. All right, so bar mitzvah I thought was just like a quinceañera for Spanish-speaking countries or people. The quinceañera is the for the woman. 15. That's when she goes into womanhood, and they have a party to celebrate. And so that's pretty much what I paralleled the bar mitzvah with. But within the past 2 years, mind blown. What the bar mitzvah is granted they're coming of age, but transitioning into manhood. But the thing about it, the most damn powerful thing about this, man, is that the bar mitzvah, but leading to the bar mitzvah, the Jewish kids are taught natural law amongst other natural laws or business, just the fundamentals. Again, leading to the bar mitzvah, they're mastering natural law. I'm sure the principles of money, principles of finance, amongst a few others. So when they get to that age of the bar mitzvah, that's when they get the real magic. You prove yourself right. So from whatever age, that's why there's not too many Jewish kids that go to the public food systems, because they know that's what it's about. And then within them, the Jewish people, their thing is to get as rich as possible, get as wealthy as possible. No hangups, no hiccups. We're not, I know I wasn't taught that. Anybody that I hung around or kicked it with was not taught that. And we did not talk about that at all. At all. Absolutely at all. My parents could only teach me what they knew. Their parents could only teach them what they knew. So on and so forth. So it's at a point, people, where the cycle, the trend, family curse, whatever you want to call it, somebody has to break it. And I took it upon myself to break mine for my family during this generation at this time here. And I'm so glad that I made this decision years ago. So when it got to this point, I'm already in motion toward where I'm going. I'm well on the way, but it's not too late. But the thing about it is that this window is closing, and they're going to have them hands wrapped around the neck. But going back, it has to be broken. So again, if there was nothing beneficial about natural law, then I guarantee this will not be taught to them. They will not waste their time with it. Again, leading to the bar mitzvah, natural law, I'm sure principles of money, finance, and other things that they're taught before they get to the bar mitzvah. Once they get to the bar mitzvah, now they're crossing over. Now they get the real magic. And I'm not saying that lightly, because they pass on. You understand natural law. So once you see how people act, they call you goyim, cattle. They refer to you as cattle. I mean, you're headless, you're thoughtless. Think about that, people. You're thoughtless. You're cattle. You go where you're told to go. You're a Gentile and you're goyim. That's how they refer to you. So anybody that's not Jewish, that's what you are. A Gentile or goyim, you're cattle. you're sheep, or you're a cow, whatever. But you're cattle. That's how they move you. That's how they treat you. And because you don't, and they tell you straight up, because you don't think. You don't think. That's how they tell you straight up. You don't think. You can hear it out their mouth. Again, prove yourself right. They smile in your face, but it's not personal. It's business. And it's up to you. You want to be clowned, and you want to be a clown or treated as a clown. That's you have to do that. You make that decision. So, but natural law, so on and so forth. So when they get out in the business world or the marketplace, they've been so groomed that it's effortless. And for those who don't know, again, they do people. I think it's 18 right now. The way things are going, when they say when they take over the world, there's going to be 1,800 slaves per Jew. 1,800 slaves per Jew. 1,800 servants. I believe that's the number. If I'm wrong, it's more than 600. I had to go back and brush back up on this, but that's what's going on. So by you not knowing natural law, so like I said, so being the human and learning about yourself and being conditioned to look at people and judge people primarily because of economics, that goes against natural law. You're a person, you're a human, and you're here to help. But by you judging, that means you're splitting. So what you're doing is you're separating yourself. So again, once you go in and you know who you are and what you are, you can accept that person for where they are. There's no need to judge them, because at one point in time, you may not have looked like that or do what they do or present themselves like that, but I'm sure you feel the same way that they do inside, and which is not knowing yourself, not loving yourself, don't know your self-worth. Just because you have your self-worth on the outside by your material possessions, you're hurting inside. You don't know yourself, because once you know yourself, you look at things differently, you do things differently, you move about. And you make more of an effort to attempt to get a smile out of people. Good business, good communications, like I said, good energy. And everybody's not going to be happy with you during your journey of improvement, but that's okay. That's something that they have to work on within themselves. But don't let anybody hold you back from going where you want to go, because that's going to be continued misery. And like I said, you do something different, because right now where everybody is, you just consider yourself losing. And not saying that you can't win, but you're not winning right now because you're not controlling anything. And what I mean, you're not controlling anything is you're not controlling yourself. You have to be able to control yourself before you control anything outside of you. And you have the perception of controlling yourself. But the thing is the thought process. Again, this man made the 3-strike law, and the patriot, or not made it, but authored it, signed off on it, and outright admitted, yeah. But then said, "Oh, I'm sorry." But again, spoken words fly out the window. Written words last forever. Let's see that on paper. Have you done anything to repeal the bill? I guarantee not. Come on, people. You got to get out of emotions and let's get the information. Let's read. Let's have a forum where we can have discussions, because pretty soon things is going to be outlawed. If you don't think it is, I dare you to go look at the papal bull signed, by the popes in past history, where thinking was outlawed, lead to death. Speaking, free speech, that's a right. You have the right to communicate, but when you trade your rights for privileges, they could tell you to shut the hell up because you're a citizen, which is a property. So you were sovereign, but you contracted to us for these privileges. So we want you to shut up. Put this over your face. Shut the hell up. We don't need you thinking. We don't need you talking. We just need you moving. We'll tell you what we want you to do. So take your ass home and watch this TV, and you know that's that. But all right. So again, when you lose touch of yourself, you lose touch of people, and it makes it easier to you become desensitized, because now by you dividing yourself and separating yourself from people for whatever reason, whatever atrocities is enacted on somebody else, you already used to separating yourself, so you don't look at it as, okay, that may be me real soon, but right now it's not. But it's good that it's them and it's not me. But don't know that or acknowledge or accept that your number's coming up as well. So by you not speaking on that, they're brazen. Oh shit, they ain't say nothing. So they already got their eyes on you. So they know they're going to start with this population of people, do whatever they're going to do to them, and they're going to work their way to you. Now, when they get to you, who's going to help defend you? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to speak up on your behalf? Because you didn't speak up for those however many before they got to you. Now you can look over your shoulder depending on where you at. You may be the last of the last that's going to get stomped on, get crushed, neck broken. So that's the part where the humanitarianism is gone because of economics. Again, so many people look at others and base them just off of economics, don't know they're ugly as hell inside, extremely toxic. But because they possess something materialistic that somebody else doesn't possess, they feel that they got the ups on them. And that's not a natural system. The natural system is nature. You share. Again, the old economics used to be bartering. Okay, I make whatever I make, you make what you make, or you grow or whatever, produce whatever you do. We're going to exchange services. And then at the time, yeah, I can make some money as well, or produce or generate some currency. And that's the way it goes. But once the Federal Reserve took over, that's when that's when the United States, because before that happened, in America, there was armed, there was a military. I mean, the streets, municipalities took care of themselves, but it just, these people, the sleight of hand because of money, currency. And once again, 13th Amendment did not eradicate slavery, it eradicated the term slavery. So you're a slave, and like I said, the Constitution protects your right to contract unlimitedly. So to get you to make your ass a slave without you realizing it, that's what they've done. So they put you as you're an employee, and just think about it. You contracted with these people, and by you being an employee, they're hitting your taxes, income tax. Anytime you go get food, you go get fuel, anything that you have or own is taxed. And again, please comprehend this. Slaves cannot own property. Slaves cannot own property. If you feel that you own what you have, if you're paying taxes, you're not owning it. Again, you register it. Again, Regis, King, Crown, look it up, prove yourself. Anytime you register something, you're signing it over to the King or the Crown. So when you register your car, you're signing it over to the city or the state, depending on whatever, and they're going to charge you a fee for the use of their car. Believe it or not, accept it or reject it. Your children in school. Actually, you go to the birth certificate, you register your child to get that birth certificate, you're signing them over to the state. Now, people believe that, they say 9/10 of the law is possession is 9/10 of the law. Again, possession is 9/10 of the law. So you signed your child over. Okay, you got the baby, you got possession of it. But what we need you to do, we need you to make sure that kid gets his ass to school. We need you to make sure you feed that kid, and we can't have that kid beat up on, because that's our property. If you beat up that child while he's young, how productive can he be out on the plantation for us when he gets older? So we have an agency that's going to go ahead and withdraw that child if we see it being fit with CPS. That's why they could come into your home, snatch your children or do whatever they're going to do because they're not your children. They came out of your womb, you produced them, so on and so forth. But again, you registered them. Yeah, just again, I'm just expressing today. I didn't know which way I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna get on a little later on. I'm gonna collect my thoughts and be more pinpoint. But just wanted to touch on a few things that just to get your mind that this is all economics done because of ignoranomics. By being ignorant, you're allowing these people to just amass all the damn wealth and resources in the world because you don't read. Again, you don't read. You're sitting in front of the TV and they're feeding you. Like I said, just when you see the news, take it with the amount of aptitude or whatever you want to call it as when you see a TV program. But the thing about it, see, when they call it a TV program or a show, you look at it as such because they call it that. But what if they call them speaking in front of you the same thing? Maybe that would make it easier for you not to accept it or make you, allow you to question it or, I'm saying, to double or triple check the information. But once they put it as, official word or official story or from a professional or from whoever, your mind just turns the hell off and you just take it and now it's you know what I'm saying? You're ready to fight and argue with somebody. You haven't done any investigating of your own. Only thing you've ever heard about the situation is from what you've been told. And if it's not been from the TV, it's been around your circle and all of y'all are watching the same damn shit. So who's going to say anything different? Again, I plead with you. Begin conversing with people with opposite perspectives that you have all the way around. Everything. Get yourself out of being comfortable with this information because this is truly about to kill you. Again, these people are not playing. And by the people that everybody agreed to allow, and think of that, you arguing with people about who's going to rule over you. What the fuck is that? You're arguing, oh, I like him better to rule over me, or he's better to rule over me. Oh, I like to think of that. You're sovereign, you're born sovereign, but you allow these people to tell you that you need somebody to rule over you. Like I said, that's when I was younger. I know that was something I never got an answer to. Like, who made them the queen? Like, everybody's bowing and crying, and I'm like, what happened to make that happen? The queen, the monarchy. So this family can do all the shit they want to do to everybody because they were, they said that they did it, that's them, divine rule. That's what we're supposed to do. And everybody accepted, and I never understood that. And so the United States, supposedly we don't have that, but you do. And the politicians, how did they go from public servants, serving the public, to being like masters? And that's because everybody don't read. You put these people in office in the positions that they're in so you can remove them. Again, you put this man that the 3 Strikes Bill, the Patriot Act, amongst other things, but just saying them two, but he apologized, spoken words fly out the window. Again, why wasn't everybody bashing them verbally? All the social media stuff, everybody want to post all the stuff about Trump. But why didn't you get a Biden about not wanting to sign a contract with Q? Again, written word lasts forever, and he knows that. But he knows you don't know that. That's the difference. Ignorance, man. Ignorance. And again, it's not a bad word. It has a stigma to it, but it's not a bad word. It's okay to be ignorant because once you realize that you're ignorant, you have the option of ignorizing yourself. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? You please, again, take an hour out of your day. Again, 1 hour a day for 5 days a week for a year gives you 6.5 40-hour work weeks of whatever you put into yourself. If you just do that 1 hour a day and you don't even care to invest in yourself on the weekend. Just 1 hour. That's it. Choose a subject and go deeper than what you get from the surface level. And once you start pulling them threads. But within you accessing information, please take the time to learn about yourself. Learn how your brain operates. Learn that, you have two hemispheres. You have a logical side of the brain and you have a creative side of the brain. And the thing is they keep us heavily left-sided, where it's all logic. They don't want you to create, because that's once you connect both sides, that's the realm of gods. That's when you're the realm of creator. But when you're logical, you're all emotions. You know what I'm saying? You don't think. You're emotional and you just react. You're impulsive. Get that creative side. Get that right brain activated. You know what I'm saying? Draw. If you play an instrument, learn an instrument. Do something that's creative. Some crafts, poetry. Do something that's not logical. Do something that you're adding value. And that's the other thing with universal law. It's a balance. And when you're a person that's taking, which in the form of their privileges, again, you're not adding value to the universe. And so the universe is going to give you more of that vacuum, which is a bunch of emptiness and a bunch of nothing. And they're reaping the benefits because they're the ones giving and they're providing. So that's why they can't lose. The universal law will not allow them to lose because they're giving. And it's not about judging. The universe is not judgmental. It's not a respecter of the person. It's just what it is. But you believe it's about the people, but it's you. It's time for the self-work, people. It's time for this self-work. It's time to improve. It's time to build. It's time to grow. It's time to go. It's time to get out of this because, again, once they clamp their hands around that neck, you're choking out. You're tapping out. So I definitely do not want that to happen to anybody that I love or care for, or any of you out there that I'm sure you don't want that to happen to anybody that you care about, let alone yourself. So again, this information that I'm sharing with you just solely from myself, all out of love. I don't have to do it, but I know I do. Because I choose to, and I know the result of it. And so once you operate within the realm of the natural laws, you have no choice but to reap what you want. You command the universe to provide it for you, it's going to do so. But when you don't tell the universe and then build yourself to be the person that's going to get what you want, the universe is going to give you all that you don't want because that's all that you focus on. So if you're not thinking about what you want and what you desire, I guarantee you're thinking about what you don't want and what you don't desire. And the universe is going to give you whatever you think about. That's it. So again, just wanted to touch on this and just share. I had no idea what was going to come out, and I'm probably going to jump on a little later and get my thoughts and, be more streamlined because there's some things that I didn't get to touch on that I want to jump on now, but I'm going to start fresh and hit the ground and let's go get it. But again, people, please go speak to people, whether it's conversation, text messaging, or direct messaging, and start spreading this information. Start spreading the BS that everybody is involved in, because again, right now it's socialism. And the next step is communism. And once communism take over, then it's a tyranny. And for those that went to school and, whatever, but you know what a tyrant is, and that's where it's going. And so, again, challenge yourself to get challenged by talking to somebody that would be a challenge for you to sit your butt in front of and shut up with arguing and just exchange information. That's where you can start. And all the while, start learning about yourself. Begin to love yourself. Learn what it is to know yourself, to your self-worth. Just find that purpose. And so appreciate your time and energy. I am Keystone. I'm a synthesizer of energy, frequencies, and information that generates increases of consciousness, self-awareness, and self-love for those who do not know who they are or the power they possess. Have a good evening.